8:30 in the desert, Friday the 23rd. Okay, I'm going to try really hard. I'm going to try hard to get this schematic. I'm working on a swift, dramatic version. The green circle is money. Here's the money in Washington, D.C. So use pink for a pointer. We'll also put D.C. in pink. We'll just say didn't ask, can't tell. So there's this money in green here. The pink's going to be the pointer. So there's the money in green. The president skips the Congress up here in brown because it's a transparent government, and it skips the judiciary that has painted itself red in my book. There's something funny to be said about that, but we'll save that. And the president here in the White House says, okay, give me money. And he doesn't even ask. He just says it's an emergency, I got the money, I'm the president. So if you guys think you can impeach me, like, why don't you just whip out the Komodo phone and see what's going to happen. Komodo phone. Okay, so president hires a bunch of people. That's these people here. Oops. Okay. It's getting a little crowded for them, so we'll just say there's so many of them, they're all ready to go, and he gets a team together and he starts hiring them right away. These are his independent economic marshals. Each one of these black people, little dots, these black dots are independent. They're veterans of business, veterans of our wars, making things in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Korea. These are veterans of business. They know how to say, okay, that's a good job, that's not a good job. So you got it, and there's a whole bunch of load of them. And they're stationed in a time zone, but they don't work in the time zone they live in, to at least remove some suspicion of bribes and cronyism. But these are a crackerjack team. And what they do is they skip all the appropriations, all of the grants, all of the, what they do is they look for the job. They are looking for jobs. You call them because you have a job. You don't call them because you want money to maybe get the exploratory committee to hand it to a congressional, etc., task force group who will not. They're looking for a job that wants to be done. Put the package together. Audition, like America's Got Jobs or America's Next Super Job. Okay, so let's say the job is going to be in black and white. So here, pink pointer, is a government, state, city, county, tribal. Here's a construction group, and here's you, me, the workforce. And there's a history of this construction group and this government working together. Okay, they have worked together before, and they have hired these people, you, me. They figure out something they want to do, and they have a proposal. So they got their proposal in their job TV set here. Okay, and in here is proposal, and these guys, let's say this one here, one of these economic men in black, come with the solution, but first they meet the contractor and the government, and they look at the workforce. So this guy checks it out, this gal or guy, he's making, or she's making the rounds. looks at the job, says, okay, it's approved. Ta-da! Here's your blue-eyed wonder, okay, or your blue ribbon special with, like, you know, your blue ribbon special with black-eyed pea appeal. Okay, so it's got approved, and he hands out to everybody one of his or hers sets of magic cameras. There's stashed away in our country, there's maybe more of these little cameras than there are people. If you go to a Walmart or a Kmart, there's more than there are customers. There's these little cameras. They cost anywhere from $30 to sometimes you can find one that costs $200 or $300 or $400. We're all familiar with them. Okay, so the contractor, the government, get their proposal together with the money, the job. They got the complete job. Now, how is this stimulus? Why is this any good? They already got their job outlaid. Why do they want this guy in black's opinion? Why? Because this guy is going to approve the job, and both the contractor and the government know what he's going to do. He's going to stimulate the paycheck for you and me directly. So all this stuff in the black is in the black because the contractor and the government are going to spend money they already have. However, the one last little detail is they don't think they have the money to pay the insulting fee, the insulting paychecks that they currently do. So they get a job and they drag it out. Or they don't even apply for a job because it's not worth it for what they pay their workers. Better to keep them on unemployment. This gets past that. They pay you, me, a certain amount. It's okay by this guy. If he says it's too ridiculously low, they don't get the deal. This guy, like an insurance adjuster, he's going to be like the eye on the ground. He goes back to here, his office, which could be in any time zone. It could be in Tulsa, it could be in Tupelo, it could be in Tucumcari, it could be in Tidewater. Let's say it suits him to a T where he lives. He goes back home or to his office, and when the job begins, through the magic of the cameras, the report goes to him in his office. He watches the job. My suggestion is, as soon as the job begins, the first paycheck comes within 2 days. A lot of people could use that boost. Then comes 3 days, then goes to a week. Once a week, a paycheck goes. This guy watches the job on the little cameras that are being sent to him. The job paycheck gets cut, and there's a certain amount. Oh wow, boy, that's almost enough, but we know what happens. This stuff happens, and it gets ridiculously low and lowered to a pittance. This guy sees the job. He's been watching the job. As soon as that paycheck gets cut, he's ready for it. Whammo, the paycheck goes to these guys. The job is already okayed in a big computer bank. Within seconds, that paycheck comes back to the machine that prints it out. Bidip, 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 whammo. In most small workers' instances, it's doubled. Economic stimulus. Economic stimulus. The paycheck take home is the stimulus. The workers will do what workers will do with the stimulus. They'll spend it. It's instant infusion into the economy. Now there's going to be a longer version that may be an hour long, and there's going to be short versions that will be broken up and hopefully will be entertaining and have wonderful items that will improve your life. Oscar, 21-10-10.